And welcome back. Well, get out your beads and stir up some of those famous drinks called the Hurricanes. Mardi Gras is coming soon right here to Anne Arundel County. Up next in the Community Spotlight, B. Poland will sit down with April Nyman, chairman of the Arts Council, to talk about a great benefit for the Arts Council. B.
Well, Eric, it's February, and you know what that means. It's time to celebrate. We have Valentine's Day, President's Day, but the big one that everyone loves to celebrate here and around the world is Mardi Gras. I'm here today with April Nyman, the executive director of our Anne Arundel County Arts Council. And this council has been holding a Mardi Gras event for the last 13 years. April is going to tell us more about it today. Hi, April. Welcome.
Hi, Bea. Thanks for having me today.
Good. Tell me about this Mardi Gras event. It's coming up soon, isn't it?
It is. It's February 19th, Saturday the 19th, at the Lowe's Hotel, and it is our 13th year. Can you believe it?
Wow, and that's in Annapolis, right?
That is in downtown Annapolis, and it benefits the entire county art programs. Well, all the monies raised that night will benefit our granting programs for the organizations, the artists, and arts and education, so many things. So it's so important for everybody to participate and attend in Mardi Gras.
How much does it cost to attend this event?
It's $150 per person
Okay.
for a guest, and if you cannot attend that night, there's opportunities for you to participate by bidding on the auction items or buying a raffle ticket. There's so many ways for everyone to be part of this fun evening.
Now, this event is sponsored by a number of Anne Arundel County companies, is that right?
Yes, our lead sponsors are Air Inc. and the Cordish Foundation. Those are our lead sponsors, and then we do have about 6 other sponsors, BB&T, M&T, and Johns Hopkins Foundation, Annapolis Volvo, and Severn School.
Oh, that sounds like everybody in the county practically.
It is.
Now, who usually comes to the event? People from all neighborhoods, all communities across Anne Arundel?
We do actually have so many. We have our arts organizations that come and support and the regular arts patron, but we have some that just enjoy a good party and would like to come to Mardi Gras. And so we have a great cross-section of patrons that come, and it's a good time for all.
Can you tell us just a little bit more about what the Art Council does and why it exists here in Anne Arundel?
The Arts Council started over 20 years ago and was started by the county as a way to fund all the arts organizations. And so they were the agency that would receive the grants and monitor the organizations and award those important funds that they all need to survive. And so the Arts Council became their own nonprofit organization and continued this. And we've added so many new programs, such as the Arts and Education, the Annie's program that recognizes these wonderful, talented folks in our county. And so we do this year-round.
Great. Well, if folks want to attend the Mardi Gras, they can go to your website or call you. How would they find out more about it?
If they want to go to the website, www.annearundelartscouncil.org, or call us 410-222-7949.
Okay, so we'll repeat that on the screen. And if you're interested in attending the Mardi Gras, it's coming up very soon, the 19th, at the Annapolis Lowe's Hotel. And as they say in New Orleans, laissez le bon temps rouler.
Let the good times roll.
Great. See you there. Back to you.
Thanks, B. Sounds like a fantastic event to raise money for the arts and to have a good time. It's good to see that even in a tough economy, folks are contributing to cultural resources.
This week, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to 1,343 calls for service. This included more than 1,034 medical calls and 91 fire calls. Crews battled a gas-fed fire that seriously damaged a residence in Laurel and sent 1 firefighter to the hospital. With us to provide more information on this is Division Chief Michael Cox of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Chief?
Thanks, Carla. Just after 2 a.m. on Friday, February 4th, 2011, Anne Arundel County firefighters responded to a reported dwelling fire at number 3344 Yellow Flower Road in the community of Russet, located in the Maryland City area of the county. The first unit to arrive on the scene reported fire coming from the first and second floors of a 2-story end-of-the-road townhouse. In addition, crews also reported fire in the exterior of the dwelling involving a car and a gas meter. In this case, the fire erupted when the resident lost control of the vehicle she was driving, jumped the curb, and struck the dwelling, shearing off the natural gas meter, which caught fire. The first arriving crews stretched hand lines into the dwelling and were able to cut off and extinguish the fire on the interior of the dwelling. At the same time, additional crews worked to prevent the exterior fire from extending back into the dwelling. In all, it took more than 30 firefighters from Anne Arundel and Prince George's counties about 2.5 hours to bring the incident under control. Representatives from the Baltimore Gas and Electric Company had to respond to the scene to secure the natural gas line before the fire could be extinguished. There was no one in the dwelling at the time of the incident, and there were no civilian injuries as a result. However, one firefighter operating on the scene suffered a medical problem while operating on the incident. The male firefighter was transported to Howard County General Hospital for treatment. The fire, which was accidental in nature, caused a significant amount of damage to the townhouse. However, a cost estimate of damages was not immediately available. Carla?
Thank you, Chief. County law enforcement officials advised that the driver of the vehicle was the resident of the damaged house in the incident. An investigation into the incident revealed that she was driving under the influence. She subsequently was arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated. And in other news, Eric joins us now from the Sports Palace to talk about wrestling and basketball. Eric?
Thanks, Carla. Well, you're right. We've got an action-packed sports report for you. Good day, sports fans. We lead off today on the mats where the undefeated 32-0 Spalding Cavaliers wrestling squad took on Mount St. Mary's in the last dual meet of the season. With an undefeated season on the line, the Cavs saw themselves down 12-9. But that's until football star K.K. Smith picked up a pin to give Spalding the lead for good. The Cavs stay undefeated in the regular season as they win the MIAA A Conference title 49-15. On the hardwood, it was another football star that helped his team to victory on Tuesday evening. Arundel's Tyler Washington was there when they needed him the most. In the fourth quarter, he dumped in 7 of his 13 points to give the Wildcats a signature victory, 58-55 over 16-3 Glen Burnie. The Gophers' Larry Mike did score a game-high 28 points in the losing effort. While in what was to be the most competitive game of the 2011 high school basketball season, the Southern Bulldogs are fighting to stay 500 as they took on the 6-12 Meade Mustangs. Meade jumped out to an early 6-point halftime lead and looked to put the game away, going up by as much as 12 in the fourth quarter. But the Bulldogs did not go away, scoring 10 unanswered in the fourth to tie the game in regulation. Meade would need to take the contest into a second overtime to pull out a 71-68 victory over Southern. Devontae Burke recorded a double-double for the Bulldogs with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Severna Park also needed overtime to knock off Northeast 48-46, and Annapolis dominated as they beat the Cougars 92-47. Damaco James had 28 points in the win. Well, with all the basketball activity going on at our area schools, have you ever wondered how you can grow up to be the next Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson? Well, our recreation specialist Carolyn Ryan is back again this week at Richard Henry Lee Elementary School to talk about our youth basketball program and maybe give us a preview of the next basketball superstar. Carolyn.
Thanks, Eric. We're here at Richard Henry Lee Elementary School with Rudy Brown, president of the Anne Arundel County Youth Basketball Coaches Association. Thanks for being on the show, Rudy.
My pleasure.
So we've got some basketball going on here. Tell us a little bit about the Winter Basketball League that's going on right now for youth basketball.
Okay, we have organized basketball leagues for boys and girls from the ages of 8 through 17. And we've organized them, and this year is the first time we've done it. We've gone to single age groups, starting at 8U, 9U, 10U, all the way up through 17 and under.
That must mean that you've got a good turnout this year.
I believe the county had over 350 teams between the boys and the girls program.
That's incredible. And now they're at locations throughout the county?
From Brooklyn Park all the way through Harwood, South County.
And now we're also gearing up, as winter basketball is winding down, we're gearing up for spring basketball. How can people get information about being a part of that?
They can visit the Anne Arundel County Rec and Parks website. There'll be registration forms, and they can do it online. This is the second year we've actually done the spring basketball program, and it's just growing and growing. Kids just seem to want to play basketball year-round now.
And if they want to do a little additional basketball, I understand you've got a tournament coming up as well.
Arundel Youth Sports League is sponsoring their 8th annual basketball tournament. I believe we're beginning the last week of February and continue through the second week of March. If teams are interested, they can go to our website, which is www.hyslbasketball.com. I'd also like to mention that a portion of the proceeds goes to recreation deeds for special needs, which helps disadvantaged kids program in Anne Arundel County.
That sounds like a great cause. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. Anything else you want to add?
I think we about covered it.
Great. Thanks, Rudy. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn. Well, I came back to the desk because this is a good story. It's a sports story, but it's one of those feel-good sports stories about a 90-year-old lady that's still probably more active than you and I. Finally today, if you need more proof that exercise keeps you young, Google Gladys Morris. She's a 90-year-old great-grandmother from across the pond in jolly old England. Gladys entered her 40th year teaching yoga classes this week, and she has increased her schedule a bit. She teaches classes on Monday and Tuesday, and get this, Carla, she goes for a 2-day class on Thursday at the Lifelong Learning Center in Oldham, England. I guess normal senior activities such as playing bridge and arts and crafts classes will have to wait until Gladys turns 100.
It's an amazing story.
90 years old.
You know what?
I mean, when I'm 90, I'm going to be sitting on a rocking chair somewhere, maybe have a fishing pole in my hand. You know, I don't know that I'm going to be teaching yoga classes.
Probably not. You know, speaking of sports, Eric, I'm a little disappointed that the Packers won, if only because we couldn't dress you up in Steelers gear.
I should have worn some cheese today.
You should have worn some cheese.
It was great. It was a great.
It would look great with that suit.
Yeah.
Cheese head.
Cheese head and soup. That works well. Cheese and soup and yeah. But what a game! I mean,
it was a good game.
You got it. Even if you're not a sports fan, you're watching this game. Packers go up 21-3. Looks like this is going to be a blowout. But you know the Steelers made it close. Big Ben, as he always does, marched those Steelers back, made it close, and at the end, the final play in the fourth quarter, you know, Steelers looking like they're going to drive, maybe come down, have the chance to score a touchdown. Nope. Steelers' hopes are dashed. Good for them. Good for them. As a Ravens fan, good for them.
Yeah, he did have a couple of interceptions there, but it was close the whole time, so that kept things interesting. The commercials were not the most interesting part. Sometimes they are.
So you didn't like the commercials?
No, actually, I did. I didn't think they were as good as they usually are, but I did have some that I liked.
So what about the halftime show?
I thought it was good.
My kids loved it. They wanted to rewind it on the DVR and watch it 2 and 3 different times.
I think they've been afraid of having some younger people on the halftime show after you know the incident that happened a few years back. But I thought it was good to have some younger entertainment.
Those kind of incidents never happen here at Week in Review. We're always very professional.
That's right.
We don't have wardrobe malfunctions. No. We keep it clean. Chuck Duncan makes sure we do, by the way. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. You can find archive episodes. They're available at blip.tv and now at YouTube. You'll see the address there at the bottom of your screen. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around your county. We'll see you next time.